it has like 3 times the amount of vitamin C that is in orange.
Okay. And capsaicin?
Capsaicin, yeah. Some of them have higher levels. These have higher levels than mini peppers. But you have a little tiny one.
This
so
looks like a strawberry.
Well, let's see if it tastes like that.
Does it got seeds?
This one probably has a couple. They're early season pods, so we don't know yet. What's up, YouTube? This is Sam, aka the Pepper Poppy, and I'm here with my mom's friend Jennifer. And we are about to eat some little tiny early season, like literally first peppers off the plant NK Juggernauts. I was the first person to review this pepper. I was lucky enough to have my good friend Nick Kemps send it to me and to try, and he let me grow it. So I grew it, and I have some little peppers. So Jennifer came by to visit with us, and she said she wants to try a pepper. So we'll see how it goes. It's just a real tiny one. Both of these are very tiny, obviously. But Dean, what's up, brother? Wes, how you guys doing? All right. So you let me know when you're ready, okay? Cheers. It's just the tiniest pepper, okay? Joseph, what's up, bro? He said, "Don't do that." How are you and Jennifer doing tonight, Sam? We're doing all right. We'll see how she feels in a minute. All right, let's go. I gave one of these sorry, to Austin the other day, and he ate it, and he got a pretty solid burn off of it.
Are you alright?
He's chewing.
The taste on it is a little bit floral, a little bit fruity, more leaning towards the floral side because they're smaller.
No,
and they've been off the plant for like over a week, so.
But every part that I touch since my teeth are gone is on fire.
It's on fire? And look, if you had a full size one, they get like 4 times the size of the pepper that I ate. So, Dean said Jennifer is handling that well. Wes said hi, Jennifer. Dean, by the way, is one of my best friends in the entire world. It depends. For me, maybe a couple minutes. For you, probably 10, something like that. Because what happens is that when you have a higher tolerance, you'll peak faster and you'll come back down to 0 faster. So I think it's probably already peaked for me. It's probably still climbing for you.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my tongue to have a hole. Just on the left side, though.
Oh, JoJo said he ate one.
Chewed it.
JoJo ate one last season too, so that's awesome.
Do you like it?
Oh yeah, I know. So JoJo and I, JoJo's one of my other best friends that I've met in the pepper community. Listen, let me tell you something, okay? I have told everybody the 2 best creators in the pepper industry are Matthew and Nick. Matthew doesn't sell boxes. He'll send you a box, but I always tell people, if you haven't bought a box from Nick yet, you have to, because, you know, somebody said that you're hot, Jennifer. So, there's that.
Truly, I got someone said I was hot. They ain't kidding. I am burning.
Yeah. You want to get another one?
No.
I got another little one here I can eat. So, Dean, I don't have any other ripe ones right now. Dean actually holds a world record for eating peppers. He ate 77 of a pepper called the 7-Pot Primo, which is the verified, the independently verified hottest pepper in the world, created by the great Troy Primo, which Matthew Arthur used to cross with his M.A. Wartrix when he created the M.A. Warthog. So.
And that was a warthog, eh?
No, that was an NK Juggernaut.
NK Juggernaut.
And actually, the NK Juggernaut has the genetics from the 7-Pot Primo too, I believe, because the NK Juggernaut, if I remember correctly. And I hope I'm not spoiling anything of this. I think that Nick has told other people, but I'll just say that the NK Juggernaut has 7-Pot Primo genetics um, in it. So it's a really hot pepper. So, but I mean, you know, my tolerance. I mean, it's nowhere near Dean's,
I'm
but
doing
it's
good.
yeah.
I'm doing good.
Yeah, you see, I told you that little
Die.
that little one. I told you it's gonna burn you about like a ghost will because it's so small. It'll be like equivalent to a ghost. If you tested the actual capsaicin, in those, I think maybe it would test higher, but the burn, because of how small the pepper is, would probably burn you about like what a ghost is.
It's starting to come down a little bit. How many minutes are we at?
About 5 minutes.
Okay.
You see,
It's better
Jennifer's a
after
pro.
5 minutes.
She eats.
Jennifer's coming for your record,
halfway.
Dean. She's gonna eat 80 of them. Okay, 87 pot primos, and I'm growing them this year, so you know.
She likes hot stuff.
Yeah, she does. She does. I'm gonna give her some pepper plants to grow.
Went to the home show. I like hot stuff. They gave it to her and she went.
But I'm gonna give her some pepper plants to grow. Some
Yeah.
real pretty ones too. Because I have some warthogs. I think that the bees might have crossed with purple gator jigsaws. I have long spiky star screams, and I have. I mean, I could even give her one of those variegated warthogs because I have a couple extra. Yep, I could see the moment it started coming down. Yeah. I mean, you know, and here's the thing too, Jennifer. Like, you ate that, right? You eat more of them. Eventually, the one that's bigger, like what I ate, is gonna burn you the same way that one did, even though it's 4 times the size of it or whatever. You know what I mean?
What do you make pepper sauce? What else do you do with the
So
peppers?
I'll make hot sauce out of them. I've made powder and stuff out of them, and then you know, just different things. I'll save the seeds and grow them and stuff. You need some ice cream or something?
No, I'm good.
Okay. But
No, I'm just thinking if I had that pepper, would I put it in a salad? Would I
Oh.
put it in a soup?
oh,
What
so
would-
It's family size.
oh yeah, so the same person that created that pepper we just ate, he makes lollipops out of them.
Oh, okay.
But what you have to do with that is what you'll do is you'll dry the peppers. So you'll like cut them in half. I would take the seeds out, you know. When you take the seeds out, it's best to have like a pair of pliers, or not pliers, tweezers, to pluck the seeds out, and make sure you have like what is it, nitro gloves.
Yeah.
That way you don't get on, because if you touch your eyes or anything, any sensitive area, okay, on your body, is gonna burn. But you'll take them, you'll turn your oven to about 150 degrees. If it doesn't go that low, turn it to the lowest setting that it has. I put them on parchment paper, and you'll do it for like a couple hours until they get like crisp to the touch. Then you'll take like if you have like a blender or extra blender would be best. Take like an extra blender and just blitz them until they turn into powder. You know what I mean? And then you'll take like Everclear, okay, and a mason jar, and you'll fill the jar up about halfway, maybe a little bit more depending on how hot you want it to be, and you'll pour that Everclear on top of it, and you'll let it sit for a couple months at least, and make sure you shake it, you know, if you can, you know, as much as possible, whatever, but just like whenever you wake up in the morning, give the mason jar a shake whenever you get your coffee. Before you go to bed, you're leaving the kitchen to go back into your bedroom, give it a shake, you know what I mean? That kind of spaces out the amount of time that you have, you know what I mean, between it and stuff. But just make sure you shake it at least a couple times a day. Let it sit for a few months. You'll have what's called tincture. And then with that tincture, you can make like lollipops, gummy bears, stuff like that, you know what I mean? Or you could just drop it. I just drop it, you know what I mean? But Nick used it to make lollipops. though. Huge seeds need pliers. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. There's some pepper varieties that have black seeds inside. I think is it pubescence, Dean? What is the Dean knows more than I do. Dean will know. But certain varieties have black seeds and they have a thicker coating on the outside. So those ones you have to soak, because I always soak my seeds, even if I take them just fresh out of the pepper. And you got a pubescence, yes. Okay. But even if you take them fresh out of the pepper, the pubescence ones, you got to soak for like way longer because the outer shell on them is like really hard and thick, you know. So that's a process called, it's like essentially a process called scarification. Some people will even take and like clip it. I think Dean was explaining it to me. I think they clip it with like tweezers, or not tweezers, but toenail clippers, just a little bit on the outside edge. But all of the Ricotta varieties, yeah. But and now here's the thing: if you would have ate that that one that I ate, you probably would have gotten an endorphin rush, like you went skydiving or something. No, I mean seriously, because what happens is when your body eats enough capsaicin, you'll get endorphin rushes. That's why a lot of like former addicts or alcoholics or whatever, you know, like they chase that thrill, right? Because they wanted to get those endorphins. So like a lot of them have, you know, have started eating like super hots and stuff, you know. You know, I used to drink all the time, you know. I stopped drinking, I started eating peppers, you know, and I get that same endorphin rush and I'm not stumbling around, you know. So I mean, and it's actually healthy for you, like we were talking about to begin with, you know.
That's an interesting concept.
Manzanos too, yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's fun, you know. And what I think is cool too is like, you know, like I manually cross stuff. Some people have intentionally plant things in certain ways to let the bees cross them and stuff, you know. Some people just grow non-isolated to let the bees cross, you know, and just to see what they got. Dean likes to grow non-isolated. Dean likes to grow non-isolated, so he lets the bees just do what they want a lot of the time, you know what I mean, with the plants that he doesn't isolate, you know, which is cool. So you know, but you know, you can, and so isolation is like a process where you put these nets over it and it makes it to where the bees can't get in there, and they'll still get naturally, because peppers pollinate themselves. So the plants, yeah, but bees will go in there and get the pollen off of them, and that pollinates them as well, you know what I mean. But when they're going between a bunch of different pepper varieties, they have pollen on them from different pepper varieties. There's always a chance that there could be some cross-pollination of some sort. But the plants will also pollinate themselves just from shaking or whatever, you know what I mean? You don't necessarily have to have bees, you know? So, yep, Manzanos are Ricotta, yep. So, yep. But anyways, guys, that was fun. What did you think, Jennifer?
I'm all healed up.
All healed up? And that's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive, you know?
I just feel a little bit of numbness.
Numbness?
It's almost all gone.
What did you think about the flavor of it?
That's why I asked, what would I put this in?
Oh.
The heat almost took over the flavor, and then you get a little bit of the flavor back again.
So,
it made me think about how to cook it.
So, what I would suggest would be the easiest thing for you is just to make the powder and not necessarily make the tincture. So what you could do is you could dry the peppers and make the powder out of them. That way, just like how I was talking about adding sauce to something, you can always control how much heat you add to whatever dish that you have. That would probably be the best thing, you know. And then eventually, you know, if you want to start making tincture and stuff like that, then you get a little drop or whatever. Some people put it in their coffee, myself included. So whenever I wake up in the morning, I put a few drops of tincture in there and stuff, you know. Actually, JoJo, my friend JoJo here, Swamp Grass Heat, the Pepper Shack, he makes candy out of peppers with tincture as well, I believe. So BL pepper lovers, what's up, y'all? Great and coffee, exactly. So
Community of peppers.
yeah. So but anyways, we're gonna go ahead and hop off here, you guys. Peace and God bless. Thank you, Jennifer, for eating that pepper with me.
Yeah.
That took some cojones, you know what I mean? So you guys have a good night.
You know, our Army slogan, we used to have some kind of,